So, yeah, I... It is May, which means that I am now over 6 months off tea. Yeah, like, have things changed? Because of the whole corona situation, I still haven't come out a lot, haven't been outside a lot, which of course influenced the fact that, it's very different, I feel like, to be in a certain situation alone and feel a certain way about yourself, and then be confronted with sort of the outside world, and that might influence your decisions to a certain degree. Like, I'm gonna leave in the middle whether that's a positive thing or not. But essentially, what has changed is that I came out to my parents and my, mother-in-law, I guess. Although I wouldn't really count that. Yeah, like, my wife told her, and she was really transphobic about it, so that's great. Like, I knew on some level that she was still transphobic, but I hadn't been confronted with it, so it hurts a bit to now hear her sort of, like, show her true face and be like, yeah, I'm very glad that, and it's ironic because she still uses he, him pronouns, he is still trying to, is no longer trying to be something that he's not, and I'm like, wow, okay. That's the level we're at. Great. And yeah, like, I don't know. I'm just confronted with the fact that this really doesn't change much. And that makes me question a lot of TERF and RADFEM opinions even more. Opinions, obviously, I question them, but like... obviously I reject them, but like, there's some, like... the way they will focus on certain things is something I still really don't understand. Like, I've seen on a lot of forums this, like, very strong focus of radfems on, like, identifying as something, as if the only thing that is of import between a trans person and a cis person, and the only thing that they want to abolish most being the fact that they identify as something they're not. And, like, what does that change? It doesn't effectively change anything if I still continue to live as something. Or even if I outright say that I'm not that thing, people don't tend to be very forthcoming in taking your opinion for granted. Like, actually paying attention to what you're fucking saying, because I just came out to both of my parents, and both of them went, well, I'm gonna continue to refer to you with he, him pronouns. And, like, I don't care, I genuinely don't care that much. I would care if my wife or my friends would do that, because I do not, and I haven't for a long time, I don't generally prefer he, him pronouns, and if I do, then I still want it to be mixed up with they, them, because I never fully felt like that was something I was comfortable with. But, like, so it's not an issue that they said that, and they're not explicitly going that much against my wishes, but I just hadn't expected them to such a degree just go, you look like a dude, so I'm gonna refer to you as one. That is the same level of disrespectful in a certain way as it is to look at a trans person and say, I won't actually, even people that are supportive, to go like, I'm not gonna use the correct pronouns until you look convincing enough to me, because I won't look convincing enough to them, ever, because I'm, like, very masculine, and I'm going to continue to do that because I just don't feel comfortable any other way, and, like, that's fine, that's fine. And yeah, I don't give a shit anymore, that's the whole point. I don't give a shit, but of course I can't say I don't give a shit at all, because then why did I go off tea? Well, I did not feel physically well, and I do want to try to do it without, because I don't like the idea of having to be medicated for the rest of my life and be dependent on a medical system like that. And if it's something I can do without, then I prefer to do it without, and it's going pretty fucking well. I feel good in my skin, and I feel more free, especially now that I've just told people, like, hey, yeah, I'm effectively living non-binary. It's just funny, because I remember a time in the beginning when I wasn't even thinking about detransition that much, or I wasn't thinking about it, but not like for me. I thought, you know, that is kind of amazing, and that would kind of be the dream, and now I'm there, so that's really fucking nice. Yeah, like at work I'm still seen as a dude. My wife and my friends, two of them, I mean, don't have a lot of friends, use she, her pronouns, predominantly they, them sometimes. And like, nice, you know, and my parents use he, him pronouns. I feel like it's nice because it creates a barrier between me and them. Um, Lovely. It's pretty good. But yeah, like God, I'm so bothered. I'm so bothered with the transition communities. Because, like, it shouldn't be. I guess the thing that bothers me is that it shouldn't be separate from it. I don't think it should be separate from the trans community. I think it should be part of it. Because anything to do with what hormones do with your body is also relevant for trans people. And, like, it's not just trans people that will medically de-trans people that will medically detransition, or like not just cis people that will medically detransition. Like, there's plenty of other reasons to do so, and it's just, it should be a resource that should be available for everyone, you know, without all of the, you know, something happened in my life. And sure, we aren't fully in control of our lives and of what happens, but that doesn't mean that I have to sue the NHS because I transitioned. Like, come on. Really? Are we falling back onto I have an experience and thus everyone has the exact same experience as me? God. So fucking dumb. Yeah. That's it for my update.